Hi, I'm Friederike Oeser, an international artist based in Munich, Germany, with exhibits and works in public and private collections in Asia, in Europe and the United States. This is my first show in New York, here at the Montserrat Contemporary Art Gallery in Chelsea. I'm known for all pastel works, silk screens, plexiglass cutouts and aluminum sculptures. Here in New York City, my travel diary is on show, which contains of a number of oil pastels on paper. The works are always without background. This is because I only focus on parts of my perception. I only paint what I see. My artworks are a reflection of the way I see things. I always start with traveling to certain places. For instance, I've been working on very busy places like the Bund in Shanghai, or I go to the fish market in Hamburg at 5 o'clock in the morning, or I've been painting for a month in North Thailand, in Chiang Mai, and I was working at all the different temples there. But if I wanted more quiet, I choose worldwide museums, for instance. Right, so I take all my equipment with me and I'm inspired by what I see, like colors, shapes or objects, or just the whole mood of a scenery. And then my perception seems to go through my whole body and becomes abstract during this process. It becomes something totally different than what is seen in reality. Well, here in New York I have my travel diary on show, and these works are just the 4 works out of my travel diary, as you see. And for instance, this work is produced in Berlin, and this work I did in Zurich, and this one I did in Munich in a workshop where people were doing sculptures. So I have this travel diary, this little booklet, and here you can find some stories about how these works were done. But mainly, if I sit in, you can use your own inspiration to look at the works. So this is the Marbella snapshot. And I have a very nice text about this. This was in Marbella, Andalusia in Spain. And I'm going to read this from the booklet because it's really kind of poetic. So, A working trip to Marbella in Andalusia a few years ago found me painting in a small bar in Puerto Deportivo that was full of both locals and tourists. There was something there to fill each of the senses: the laughter of people at the many tables, the way in which servers interacted with all the guests, the unhurried and comfortable attitude of workers, even though they were on their lunch break. The harbor buildings in the background, the red umbrellas, the smell of the ocean, and above all, a general sense of well-being that seemed to grow out of the ground itself, right along with the swaying palm trees. Returning to my hotel that evening, I didn't feel just satisfied. I felt whole, the kind of whole one gets after setting personal expectations and then fulfilling them. Or maybe, and better still, the kind of whole that comes from a greater understanding if what life at its very best is meant to be. Enjoy the show.